This is the St. Mary's family of automatic blankets. They are world-renowned for their luxurious softness, brilliant color selection, and incomparable quality. This reputation doesn't just happen. It's designed into the manufacturing process. St. Mary's uses only the finest grades of acrylic and polyester fibers, which are manufactured to exacting specifications by Monsanto, DuPont, and American Cyanamid. Acrylic provides superior blanket softness and warmth. Polyester, which is an extremely durable fiber, adds strength and ease of care. The fibers arrive at St. Mary's, North Carolina plant in 600-pound bales, where they are opened and blended by state-of-the-art automated equipment. From here, the fibers travel to carding machines, where millions of small wire teeth on cylinders straighten the fibers and form them into a long rope-like strand called a sliver, which is coiled into a tall, round container. The sliver is next converted into yarn through a process called open-end spinning. The fibers are twisted into single smaller strands of yarn of the required size and wound onto tubes. A portion of this yarn is then wound onto warp beams before going to the loom. At the jackered loom, the warp beam supplies yarn to the blanket length, and the larger yarn, called filling yarn, which is on the tubes, is supplied to the width. The jackered loom is programmed to weave the blanket shell in 2 layers with specific channels and pockets woven to accommodate the wires and thermostats. As the blanket shells come off the loom, they pass over a lighted panel, allowing the operator, inspectors, and supervisors to observe the blanket quality. From here, the blanket shells enter the finishing process, where they are dyed in jet dyers. The jet dyer operates somewhat like a giant pressure cooker, raising the atmospheric pressure to ensure even dyeing. At St. Mary's, textile dyeing is a combination of science and art, blending the precise discipline of chemistry with the sensitive human senses of sight, color perception, and feeling. Color fastness exceeds a lifetime of expectations because at St. Mary's only the highest quality dye stuffs are used. From the dyeing cycle, the blanket shells travel to the napper. This machine has thousands of wire teeth on rollers that lift and tuck the nap on both sides of the fabric. This action forms the soft, smooth finish that denotes the excellence synonymous with all St. Mary's products. Cutting is done by hand to ensure accuracy, and a final inspection is made before the shells receive the automatic components. St. Mary's manufactures virtually all of the components used in the automatic blanket. First, the heating wire begins to take form on the up-twister machines. Copper wire is coiled around a core of Dacron yarn and then wound onto a large spool. The wire must be insulated before it can be inserted into the blanket shell. A plastic coating is extruded around the wire, insulating it to a much higher voltage than will ever be encountered during the use of the automatic blanket. To meet Underwriters Laboratories requirements, 100% of the wire is quality checked by an electric eye that continuously measures the size of the insulation. In addition, 100% of the insulation is tested with 6,000 volts. This is over 50 times the voltage that the wire will encounter during use in the automatic blanket. The little interruptions of smoothness in the automatic blanket, that some people call lumps, are the thermostats. These safety devices will open the circuit, turning off the entire blanket if it should suffer misuse. There are 10 thermostats in a twin-size blanket, 12 in a full, 12 in a queen, and 20 in a king. The thermostat operators put heat-sensitive bimetal between 2 insulating spacers. Then they insert the assembly into the thermostat case. Wires are crimped to each end of the thermostats, and they are inserted into plastic tubes. The tubes are then double heat sealed, which makes the thermostat waterproof. This means that the blanket can be machine washed. Dry cleaning is not recommended because the dry cleaning solvents used could affect the wire insulation. Random samples are pulled off the line and tested with 1,500 volts underwater. If one fails, the entire lot is pulled and tested. While the heating wire and thermostats are being made in one section of the plant, the controls and cord sets are being manufactured in another. The initial steps in manufacturing the power cord are the same as the heating wire. After the insulation is extruded on the power cord, the wire is cut to predetermined lengths and the ends are stripped. Terminals are crimped onto the plug end of the wires. These are placed in injection molding dies where plastic is injected, forming the plugs. Underwriters' laboratories require that the blanket connector plugs withstand a test of 900 flexes. St. Mary's tests them to 1,200 flexes. Now the power cord and control cords are wound together to make a wire set. Every style of control box, plastic dial, and plastic part used for the control is molded by St. Mary's. Various metal parts are riveted to the chassis in the control assembly department. As the chassis board travels to each station on the assembly line, additional metal parts are added. The wire set is soldered on, and everything is put into the control case. Next, the control is tested and calibrated. When in operation, this bimetal control will cycle on and off to maintain a comfort range, much like your home heating thermostat. In final inspection, everything is tested and calibrated again, and the control receives a final inspection sticker. The completed control is now ready to be assembled with the blanket. Blanket assembly begins with wiring. First, the washing instructions along with the blanket plug casing are permanently affixed to the blanket. Next, the shells are placed on lighted tables and the heating wire with thermostats are shuttled into the channels and pockets. Once the heating wires have been inserted, they are tested again. The shells once again pass over a lighted table where inspectors check for cosmetic deviation and verify the placement of thermostats to specified strategic locations to provide protection from overheating. Next, a color-coordinated satin binding is sewn across the top of the blanket and the bottom is whip-stitched. The finished blanket now joins its control set and is packaged with appropriate instructions. You have seen how quality and safety, along with beauty, durability, and comfort, are manufactured into every St. Mary's automatic blanket. But that's not all. St. Mary's latest innovation is the solid-state Ultimatic blanket. It's designed to eliminate the surface interruptions, or little lumps, caused by the thermostats for a totally smooth surface. In the Ultimatic, the thermostats have been replaced with unobtrusive sensor wire. If the blanket is misused, causing an overheat situation, the sensor wire relays the message to the control, which in turn cuts the flow of electricity. Light sleepers may be bothered by the gentle clicking on and off of the traditional bimetal control. With the Ultimatic blanket, the bimetal control has been replaced with a solid-state control, which does not click as it maintains a constant temperature. This control assembly uses a solid-state circuit and electronic parts instead of metal mechanical parts. Another feature of the solid-state control is the preheat function. When you turn the blanket on, it heats up to take the chill off your bed, then automatically cuts back to your pre-selected comfort level. The same St. Mary's commitment to testing and safety are part of the Ultimatic manufacturing process. The Ultimatic blanket represents the latest in automatic technology from St. Mary's. The Ultimatic rounds out the full line of luxurious St. Mary's automatic blankets to meet all your needs. But some of you may have additional questions.
My blanket doesn't seem to work at times. It doesn't get hot.
You could respond with, "It's not supposed to get hot, only warm." Automatic blankets are designed to operate at a temperature which is very close to normal body temperature. Another very common question is,
Aren't automatic blankets only for people who like it very warm?
absolutely not. Automatic blankets are designed to provide the pre-selected amount of warmth by automatically turning themselves on and off in response to room temperature.
Are automatic blankets safe?
At St. Mary's, every blanket and control is checked frequently during manufacturing, as well as receiving a final test before being packaged for shipment. In addition, Underwriters Laboratories, an independent private organization, tests them for safety.
What are dual controls?
Dual control blankets have two control units to allow each person sleeping under the blanket to regulate the warmth on their side. These are available on full, queen, and king sizes.
How much does it cost to operate an automatic blanket?
The national average cost for one night's operation is about 5 cents.
Aren't automatic blankets expensive?
No, the automatic blanket is a very good investment. Not only is it inexpensive to operate, but you can save money on your heating bill. Only one blanket per bed is usually needed, and its lightweight is ideal for all seasons. In addition, it's comforting to know that all St. Mary's automatic blankets are completely moth-proof, non-allergenic, and the bindings are guaranteed to stay fresh and crisp. St. Mary's automatic blankets are manufactured to the same exacting quality specifications that you recognize in other St. Mary's products. St. Mary's automatic blankets, made by quality-conscious craftsmen to give you years of comfort and service.